Good morning. We begin with developing news out of Los Angeles, where tensions have reached boiling point. Tear gas and rubber bullets fired as protesters clash with police over immigration raids. Straight to US correspondent Lauren Tomasi. Lauren, what's the latest as we come to you?
Okay, this situation really unravelled about 90 minutes ago and has been out of hand ever since. If I can just show you here the amount of riot police that are on the street. This is actually an on-ramp onto the 101 freeway in Los Angeles. We're in the heart of downtown right now, and this area has just been entirely shut down by police and by protesters. If we can just have a look over in the distance there, you can see the dark black smoke. That is coming from a vehicle that has been set alight by protesters as they move through the city here. There have been thousands of people throughout the day. Things had been relatively on and off, a little bit of moments of chaos, but then it was unclear what exactly sparked this big movement from police.
All right, my friends, J.R. Duke with you. I appreciate you being here. I want to send a warm welcome to all of my free-minded friends. And of course, you are at the home of the free-minded patriots. This is where the woke choke, the truth prevails, and the battles for your freedoms are fought and won. Welcome to the program. Now, I want to warn everyone, the video you are about to see is definitely not for children. We're going to take a look at the reporter that you just saw on your screen. She was shot by a rubber bullet, albeit by a on-duty police officer. And I have the video that we're going to take a look at together right now. Remember, this is for adults only.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
All right, as I said, a very troubling video to say the least. Let's go ahead and break it down. I'm going to try to zoom in and point something out because it's very clear to me that this officer that shot this reporter clearly was aiming at her. You tell me what you think. Let's take a look at it together right now.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters.
All right, now take a look at the individual right behind her. Let me see if I can zoom in on this one way or the other. Let's see how this turns out. All right, so let's take a peek and see if this is going to show us a close-up.
Moving them on through the heart of LA.
They look right behind her, this officer right over her, right, boom, right there. I don't get it. He looked right at her. Now, when we watch this together one more time, right, boom, he looked right at the camera crew and shot him. I'm perplexed. I don't get this. This is definitely not okay, and I'm sure it's not okay with you. Now, listen, I've said it many times on my program. I definitely back the blue. I am a firm supporter of the police. I do think there are a lot of problems with policing in America, and I think, let's put it this way, I think it can definitely be reimagined. However, this particular situation is a very difficult situation that all of the law enforcement community is in. I want our men and women in blue to do their jobs, but they have to do it the right way. And I want to be real clear. This did not happen in a vacuum. This is definitely the results of all of these woke liberal policies all over America. And the Democrats, the woke Democrats, which they're kind of all woke, if you know what I mean, at this point, this is a result of all of them fanning the flame, and they should be working to try to find resolution to all of this. Of course, once again, they're trying to blame all of this on President Donald Trump, but it's governors like Governor Newsom and other individuals that are in his same camp that are edging on and kind of giving a green light to these anarchists. Let me be clear. This is organized chaos. It's lawlessness, and it must be stopped. Now, was this journalist targeted? You know what? You saw the video. I would like to see an investigation, and I would like to see more answers personally. It's kind of hard to imagine a police officer targeting a journalist, but the video really raises some serious questions that must be answered. And remember, sometimes the news media is definitely not people that we want to hang around. Sometimes we feel like they are frankly not our friend. But in the United States, unfortunately, it's a necessary evil, if you will. The Constitution of the United States guarantees the freedom of the press. And it's very important that these professionals do their job, even when and even if, and probably so, we don't always agree with them. Now, here is another video of another reporter that was shot by what they call a less than lethal round. Let's take a look at it from the beginning together. Boom, he was hit right there. Okay, so this particular reporter, photographer, whatever, his name is Sergio Olmos. And on X, he said a less lethal round hits this reporter in the chest. I am pleased to report that the reporter at the beginning of the report that was shot, apparently in the leg or the lower hip area, is doing fine. And this Sergio Olmos is also reportedly doing fine. And of course, we wish both of these reporters a speedy recovery. Now, folks, we need accountability in this situation without question, but we also need the public to understand that our police, these men and women, are being thrown into basically a no-win situation by my estimation. It is a very high-stress area. It's an area, in my opinion, where the rules of engagement are not very clear. And frankly, it is unfortunate. And most importantly, we need our leaders, state, local, federal level leaders, to step up to the plate and stop coddling these criminals, these evildoers. Clearly, there is a lot of organization going on with all of these protests that are now breaking out across our country, and we must stop it. We must stand up and make sure we all operate accordingly under the rule of law. Let me know in the comments, do you agree or disagree with what I've had to say here today? Does that reporter, the first lady, does it look like that officer shot her intentionally? I mean, clearly the video raises some very serious and disturbing, to put it bluntly, questions. And I hope they open an investigation, and I will keep my ears and eyes open to see if there are any developments in this case, because clearly something is wrong here. That should never be allowed to happen in the United States. At the same time, let's please pray for our men and women that are in uniform, trying to keep us all safe and protect our properties. This is a very tenuous, very difficult time for them and their families, obviously. So please join me and pray for each and every one of our men and women in the blue, that they will all use discretion and be protected at the same time as they carry out their very difficult jobs. I appreciate each and every one of you being here today. Thank you for taking time to listen to what I have to say. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe, as it definitely helps out the algorithm to reach out to more people. Remember, you can always find me at the intersection of justice and transparency. I call it www.jrdukes.com. You can always find me there. I always like to say, my friends, keep that mind free, never give up. Until next time, I am J.R. Dukes.